When you become fully enlightened, you are not turning away from the world. The world stays. Duties you are performing, only big difference, there is no worry behind your duty. Therefore, what you do becomes exceedingly well. And you go viral. Not ordinary, technical viral, very real. You begin to touch the heart of many people. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Brahmanandam Param Sukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavakitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namam. Om. Adorations to Sadguru, he is Brahman, the giver of supreme bliss, embodiment of pure consciousness, one without a second, vast as the ether, infinite, eternal, beyond the three gunas and their modifications, the supreme preceptor. Yoga Vasistha, Upashama Prakarana, section 17. The topic has been about affirmation. The Sanskrit word is Nishchaya. Asserting and affirming. A subtle process in inquiry. When you inquire into who am I, to give you a simple way to understand. Suppose you are going to a great temple, old style temple, you have to go through spirals. And from every spiral comes a stage of the spiral. You can see the temple very clearly. It feels as if you are there, but you are still spiraling. So when you have that type of vision, that's called affirmation. 6 years back when you heard, all is Brahman, I am Brahman, you create a certain affirmation. The same affirmation doesn't hold good. As you advance, you understand that what you understood was not complete. It had to blossom more. And so your affirmation movement goes on taking you higher and higher. But that affirmation must be practiced. The affirmations that are very important for your mind, there are 4 types. First type, you don't have to worry about it. It's very simple. I am the body. He is my father. Here is the mother. And this is the body they produce. This affirmation doesn't require much effort at all. This is normal. But if you stay with that affirmation, you will never be enlightened. Yes, you can secure next birth, next birth. You can go on opening the door for birth after birth. But you are living birth. meaningless. Purpose is ever fulfilled. Now, therefore, we open to now spiritual affirmation. I am beyond the mind and senses, subtler than the tip of a hair. First point, the real I am is very subtle. And subtle doesn't mean that it should be a physical type of subtlety, but we give illustration, like an analogy, that is like the needle point, but not needle point. According to the Puranic stories, Duryodhana didn't want to give even a needle point of land. Duryodhana is ignorance in that context. Put it more in a simple way, you have a lot of experience in your dream, and you have collected a big amount of lottery. And you have bought so many things to prepare all the ducks together, as they say. But when you wake up, not a needle point of all your dream attainment is secured by you because it's not real. So therefore, in allegorical language, divide that needle point 1,000,000 times. That's the subtlety of your real self. And train your intellect to understand that subtlety. And that's subtle process of your integral yoga that allows you to develop Shubha Bhavana, purified feeling, and along with it, your understanding becomes much more clearer. And that's what we mean by Sukshma Buddhi, subtle understanding that can see yourself different from you as you appear in your mental process. You're always like that. What you appear all day, you are working through your mental process. Go to sleep, and all that you have been working for moves away from you. So if you can grasp that, then you try to separate. Yes, all this is there, but I'm going to dump them. Lie on my couch, close my eyes, Yoga Nidra. So that type of understanding has entered, that all this is not blowing you away, but you have the power to blow them all away. So that's the first affirmation. Beyond the world of mind and senses, subtler than the tip of a hair. Second one, I am imperishable essence of all that exists in this world. Allow your mind to look into all things, but always, no matter what object, no matter what perception enters your mind, understand the reality behind your perception is pure self. No matter what perception. Because no matter whatever is your perception, it is sustained by awareness. Beware. And that awareness is your I am. Chaitanyam, Prajnanam Brahma. Brahman, I am, is pure aware. So no matter wherever the mind goes, understand that awareness has not left you. And it's not possible. That awareness which cannot leave you and is infinite, eternal, that is called Brahman. I am that. The reality behind all names and forms. More extended version of this. I am Satchidananda. And that Satchidananda is the reality behind all things you perceive. Just to give you a simple way to understand, a mathematical type. Suppose before your residence there is a big tree. And now all the guests come, etc. You say, look, this is a big peepal tree. This is a type of tree under which Buddha attained enlightenment. Now with hurricane comes in, the tree is broken, and I'm talking about village story. People hold the tree and the branches. They will be converted into furniture. So now you are describing, look, I have so much material for making furniture. 6 months have passed. Now say, look, here are tables and chairs. Same stuff that was a tree became wood, basis for creating tables, chairs. The hand turned into tables and chairs. With the passage of time, they became rotten and destroyed, and you dump them as garbage. Same tree is garbage, table and chair, tree. What's the common denominator behind all this? Existence. Sat. All things you go on getting and throwing away. But behind that, Sat remains constant reality. So that type of reflection, I am imperishable essence of all that exists in this world. And then you put your mind to further extension. That Sat then is awareness. If it is Sat and you are not aware of it, it's a big lie. So Sat and awareness are one and the same thing. And when you come to that, Sat, awareness, and absolute fulfillment, bliss, all the three are one and the same. So no matter where the mind is going, the reality behind all that is Chidananda. In one word, Brahman. Let your mind develop that level of purity. So then what happens? Though you live your practical life dealing with so many objects and people, handling all things using your practical sentiments, but deep level of your understanding and feeling that you are never separated from Satchidananda. Rather, you are yourself Satchidananda, the reality behind all. That's what in devotional language, Siya Ram Mai Sab Jag Jani. Karon Pranam Jori Yuga Pani. The squirrel jumps, says, Siya Ram Mai. Someone scolds you, says, Siya Ram Mai. Headache comes, Siya Ram. Figure that out, that type of practice. And the fourth type, the third type, you don't even need to say that. There is no word. You wake up from your dream, you can't go on saying, oh, this is an object of my dream, it's illusory. I am the reality. You don't even have to say that. The entire world is void, shunya. Brahman alone is. This is further extended in section 17. O Rama, assert within yourself that Brahman alone expresses as yourself, myself, and multiple objects of the world. That Brahman is the supreme essence, beginningless. Now these are some points that need to be held in your mind like mantras. Anadi, Jyotisham api Jyoti, light of lights. Amrita, Aja, Anant, Indriyati. Let me give you in simple English. That Brahman is beginningless. There is no time limit, beyond time, transcending time. That Brahman is light of lights. Light implies this source, basis of your perceptions. In daily life, the light of the sun allows you to handle all things. But when you are handling your thoughts and emotions, no matter how much light is available for you, that light is a different light. Senses become the light for the objects of the world. Mind becomes a light for the senses. Intellect becomes a light for your mind. And the source of that intellect, Brahman, is light of light. The deeper, the real I am is not the body. Deathless. All body-related identity is mortal, mortality. The world of the falsehood, false world, that which is not true, has to perish. The fact is, even it doesn't have to perish, it doesn't exist. The mind creates the illusion of its reality. That truth is indivisible. Here in this world, you have 4 family members. You would divide your residence in 4 sections. 40, you have some problem. But if your residence is Brahman, you have double trouble. You are alone. And if you are imagining to divide your residence, you can't do it. It is indivisible. You must realize I'm using allegorical language. Taintless. The sky is the illustration. So many things happen in the sky. And the sky remains unscratched, untainted. Beautiful sunlight glows all over the sky, fills it with reddish hue. And then all swept away without calling for a progressive cleaning agent. In other words, all moves away. The sky remains untainted. Similarly, the innermost self, the I am, is ever untarnished by all the stories that the mental process has told and will go on telling. Human personality is just like a little iPad. This point people generally forget so much. All that you are experiencing is not out there. It's out in your brain. And the brain is with nervous system connected. Not in a good way, good-looking setting. It's Nagaloka. And the entire world experience is the magic of that process. If you are thinking of finding perfection in that, that's impossible. But at the same time, whatever setting you have, if you realize that is my purpose, then no matter how illusory is your setting, it is important. It's a practical reality. So you have to hold on to your body, allow it to be healthy, hold on to your mind, hold on to your practical realities, don't let your roof leak. All that is a part of that movement. But only thing, don't consider that as ultimate attainment. But all this is a part of attaining that. That Brahman is the life of life, the cause of all causes, self-effulgent, the ruler of all, the witness of all mental functions, the goal of all Vedic instructions, the ultimate goal of life. Each statement you can ponder over, as long as you don't stay in the pond. Section 18, the same theme continues. What will lead you to attain cessation of misery? The entire world has become nothing but a project like ocean of misery. And your project is how to cross over. Tarak mantra. Sage Vasistha continued. Although a liberated sage continues to perform his duties in daily life, he remains detached from the ways of the world. A profound difference in the psychological setup between one who is spiritually advanced and one who is not. It's not a big thing to understand. Even in your family, your psychological setup, grown up, is different from a 5-year-old baby. Similarly, but understand now, using that simile, movement towards enlightenment, you are growing up in a mystic way. And yet, just like in your family, you are grown up, but you live cozily with your children. If they stammer a little, you also stammer a little to help them. And you feel joyous without losing your level of understanding. That gives you the idea of ultimate goal when you become fully enlightened. You are not turning away from the world. The world stays. Duties you are performing, only big difference, there's no worry behind your duty. Therefore, what you do becomes exceedingly well. And you go viral. Not ordinary, technical viral, very real. You begin to touch the heart of many people. And that's not without your effort. Because this is a science. If a wave wants to rise, many waves have to rise. And deep down, detachment, anasakti. The more anasakti, greater is your ability to radiate your knowledge. And if divine love is in your heart, to allow that divine love to, is like a blossom, to waft its fragrance. Greater and greater ability. Not only you are fulfilled in your heart, but the ability to share it, allow it to inspire others. Having realized the world to be unreal, and the pleasures of the senses deceptive and illusory, he does not permit himself to be ruled by karmic process that gives rise to repeated embodiments. Subtle point has to develop, it's called viveka buddhi. That your goal is not bringing a change in your circumstances by karma. Karma changes your circumstances. It doesn't give you fulfillment. So that karma-based result, you must view it as a part of your radiation, part of your serving the humanity. But that does not enfold you completely. You are detached. And deep down your mind does not go on developing that type of illusory satisfaction that now I have gained so much prosperity, now I can be careless, free from worries, at least for 5 years. But your satisfaction becomes based on faith. Faith, you begin to see how much are you enjoying your personality with having the ability to forgive, having the ability to enjoy humility, ability to have generosity in your heart, to be able to look at the eyes even of your enemies as if you are looking at your own sick baby. Seems difficult to state. But all that potentiality is there in the human heart. Your heart becomes in tune with God's heart. And for God, all His creation is His love. What I'm leading you to understand, now your prosperity is of a spiritual nature. How much you are enjoying that Godward movement. How much you are enjoying degrees of self-effacement, degrees of removing impurities, degrees of controlling mental distractions. How much are you enjoying? And how much you are looking forward to do it. So your life is moving totally in a different way, not like the merchant type, not like the market value. Market. Monkey business. The world business is monkey business. Therefore it's called market. Sanskrit or market. It relates to monkeys. And probably English came from that market to a market. There is pain in the beginning. There's pain in the middle. There's pain in the end. But this type of awareness is backed up by very joyous heart. So it is not ordinary perception of pain. It's only just like you are very healthy, and then you recall how we were drinking and alcohols, etc., and how we were smoking and you are addicted to so many things. And the world of addiction and the world of smoking, now you look at that time when you were addicted, you were enjoying. And now you see that world where all people are addicted with so many things. See with a compassionate heart. It's all painful from beginning to end. Similarly, go into more subtler sensitivity in your heart. Look at the world, no matter how much people may say, they've attained so much success. He's a big writer, he's gone viral, and all types of success people talk about. Look within your heart, understand where are they going ultimately. A few days more, few years more, they will suffer. They will age. When they age, if they are not a sage, what type of experience they are waiting? No matter how wonderful they may look, bright and with strength and full of vitality and jumping around, doing amazing things. But don't be duped. Wait. Where are they going? Just a matter of time. So this Kala, time, limit, is hovering over everyone's head. Now, therefore, you look at the world in that type of gripped by time. Therefore, all is painful. Your compassion now is operating, firstly, not to get into that status. Secondly, those who are in that status, how to help them. And in the process of helping them, how to handle the statement that all this is painful. People enjoying in a shop all the drunken party and suddenly open the news. All this is painful. How to do it? So it requires art. And that art comes from the heart. So you have to do it in such a way that it doesn't shock a person. It helps a person, brings out his own strength and joy to pursue a process of controlling the mind and senses. It's not a scolding movement. Uttishtata jagrata, you are Brahman. Wake up, wake up. Don't delay. So there is pain in the beginning, pain in the middle. Beginning means birth. People never follow in their mind. Whenever their child is born, all they are thinking, so wonderful news. You don't know what has happened to the mother. All the struggle is going on in the bodies, completely ignored. And what's going on with the babies? His whole nervous system is in a totally strange situation. Emerging out of a being in an egg shape, coming out of it. It's not an easy thing. But baby cries, mother suffers. And all that suffering, one says, oh, what a wonderful thing. And it creates in your mind the impression that leads you to be born. Because the idea of being born is not contradicted by your understanding. You find it as if it's associated with something wonderful. And you come into a world, baby comes, cries. But all people around enjoy. They hear the cry of the baby. The teaching is not to do anything else, but try to understand the philosophy behind. And then, at the time of death, it reverses. The dying person has gone through terrible turmoil. Maybe in a short heart attack type of thing or whatever. It has gone through terrible turmoil. And death has deprived all the turmoil, taken away from the soul. Put a big chloroform. So, it is something to rejoice. You really love the soul and see it free from suffering. That idea entering the mind, it requires an internal coolness. But all that people see, that this loved one, I'm going to be separate. So many expectations were there, and they are all, what will happen? So while the departing soul has no problem, rather shook away the problem. All the relatives go on grieving year after year. His heart being illumined by the light of knowledge. He is a doer of good to all, sporting in the gardens of wisdom. He shines like the full moon, radiating peace and harmony in his surroundings. Such a sage is established in the self, wherein there is the cessation of all misery. Put it in simple, more in a technical way. To attain liberation, you go through 3 stages. Manonasha, dealing with your normal mind. How the dealing has to be not to let your mental energy be wasted over likes and dislikes, over changing situations. Your mind has to gain stability, balance of mind. How much? So much that firstly you begin to understand that nothing in the world is permanent. So therefore, and nothing in the world is real. So no matter how wonderful situation has developed, deep down you have not changed. You are the same. Prosperity has not changed you. Adversity has not diminished. When that state has reached, your mind has gained the state of Manonasha. As Manonasha goes on, Vasana stage, that undergoes a change. First, Vasana becomes purified. And then all those Vasanas that bring embodiment, Vasanas based on ignorance, egoism, attachment, hatred, fear, those Vasanas, the Prakrishta Vasanas, they completely are swept away. Not in one moment, it's a progressive movement. Then that's called Vasanakshaya. And finally, Tattva Jnana. Tattva Jnana now, as Vasana like cloud. Cloud has become now thin cloud, sun is passing through it. The more the cloud dissolves, greater is the light. There comes a state, you don't have to wait for the cloud to completely dissolve. The light is passing through it, and whatever little cloud is there is shining, speaking the glory of the light. When you have come to that state, Tattva Jnana. A sage is neither pleased nor displeased with anyone. Please and displease, you have to understand in this context. A mother is neither pleased nor displeased if baby brings a toy and offers to the mother. It shows if she is pleased, but internally she is not pleased. And then the baby suddenly snatches the same toy from the mother. This is mine, not yours. The mother is not displeased. Try to understand. So that type of attitude develops towards all. In your heart, you are mother of mothers. Divine heart. And that's what the spiritual attainment means. And therefore, no one becomes the object of hatred. No one is to be hated. And hatred is never the remedy for the problems of the world. Hatred, violence, the higher culture, how to bring about change in the lives of people who are apparently criminals and terrorists, how to change them, bring a change in their personality. People who are extremely deranged and perverted, they are extremely sick. If a good doctor looking at patients who are behaving very abnormally, jumping upon their bed, breaking down the medical devices, no matter whatever they are doing, the doctor looks for what remedy to be given to the person. That attitude has to enter the heart. Otherwise, people have only a kind of a historical look for remedying the problems. And they go into the news process. Someone has done 20 years, 30 years back something negative. And now waiting for him to go to prison and to pay for it. I'm not justifying all that laws, etc., are perfectly good. But there should be more. What should be done? How can you change the person? Is psychological change. And in that change will not come by politics. It has to come by spiritual, saintly movement. Ever balanced in the midst of friend and foe, endowed with the divine qualities of compassion, generosity and humility, he performs his daily duties towards the good of all. He performs his daily duties. He is more skilled. The skill in action, the more internally you are settled and integrated, and you are not dependent on the fruit of karma, but dependent upon receiving the prasad from God, inner joy. Then, whatever duty you handle, you do your best. Doing best means less time, more quality, more efficiency. Dull with karma, lot of time, less quality, more trouble. Neither elated by pleasant developments, nor depressed by painful ones. Ever balanced in mind, he rises beyond all forms of grief. That's the brief state. Ashotyanan vashochastvam. That's what Gita begins. All that you are grieving over, not worth grieving for. And in the end, Gita ends, therefore ma shucha. Therefore don't grieve. So at the beginning and the end, that's the essence of the Gita. All you are grieving about is not worth grieving for. It's 50%. Therefore, don't grieve. 100%. When asked, he replies using minimum but precisely chosen words. At other times, he remains absorbed in his inward silence. What dominates the personality of one who is advanced? Mauna. But Mauna is not what comes out of your tongue, what you enjoy in your heart. You can be eloquent in your tongue, and in your heart, greater Mauna. The fact is, more Mauna within your heart, more inspiration in your tongue. Otherwise, there is a lot of perspiration. Having transcended love and hate, he is ever free from all forms of misery of the world. And with this, we conclude. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.